In this video, we're going to talk about chondrichthyes, which just basically means cartilage fish. And so these are shark, skates, rays, chimeras. I have two parts to this. So 970 species of chondrichthyes, 28 of which are actually freshwater species. Some of them are among the largest living vertebrates, like the whale shark, namely. Cartilaginous skeleton. The notochord is persistent into adulthood, but is reduced, and so it's slowly getting smaller as cartilage is being replaced by bone, and you'll see that happen in the bony fish that we're going to talk about. They have what's called a fusiform body, and this shows you that fusiform body. I bet I have another slide for it, but fusiform basically just means like a missile shape, which gives them hydrodynamics, and they have a heterocaudal fin. Heterocaudal means it's not symmetric. So this part is bigger than this part. Heterocaudal, caudal means tail, hetero means different, and so that's what I mean by heterocaudal fin. They do have paired pectoral and pelvic fins also. Here's a fusiform shape, and that's just a picture of torpedo. There it is. A little bit about shark anatomy. The mouth is ventral to the organism, as opposed to being like at the tip of its, like instead of being like right here. Not that a torpedo would have a mouth, but it's more like right here, right? And so it's ventral to the body. Teeth are basically, their skin are what are called sorry, I was looking at the wrong slide there, are called placoid scales, which they're basically like little teeth. So if you've ever felt a shark skin, it feels kind of rough, and that's why. Some chondrichthyes are naked, meaning they don't have scales, but for others they have these placoid scales, and their teeth then are essentially just modified placoid scales, which is why they have so many rows of teeth, which you're familiar with. Most sharks have 5 to 7, or most chondrichthyes have 5 to 7 pairs of gills that are exposed. That means that you see them when you look at the actual shark, like you can see it here. These are exposed gills. As well. They're highly equipped predators. So here's the gills. I missed hyperosmotic. I can talk about it here, which hyperosmotic basically means that the internal concentration of the body is more than the external concentration of the sea. So the blood is hyperosmotic to the seawater, and so they have a high retention of urea, which we're normally trying to get rid of urea. They actually try to retain it in order to prevent water loss, which is interesting. There's the external gills that you can see. Highly equipped predators. And so what do we mean by highly equipped predators? Basically, all of their senses are honed to hunting, and they have even special senses that other animals don't even have remotely that allow them to be really good at hunting. They can track chemicals in the water up to 1 kilometer away, and chemicals as dilute as 1 part per billion. That's incredible that they can smell that. They can just track vibrations in the water and attracted to vibrations because the things that they eat cause vibrations in the water. They have excellent vision, so they can see things, and they actually can sense bioelectric fields of their prey. And so we all kind of give off this bioelectric field because our nervous systems operate using electricity, and then the sharks can sense that, which is just absolutely incredible. Many rows of teeth, which you're familiar with. There's kind of shows you how they just kind of come out. This allows those teeth to be shed pretty easily when they take into prey. There's a picture of their scales. You got to see the idea of how their scales and their teeth are very similar to one another, those placoid scales. All right. Internal fertilization, some are oviparous, some are viviparous. Some deposit eggs in something called a mermaid's purse. I don't have a picture of that, but you may have seen these on the beach. They look like a little purse, and there's a little egg in there. This is like for particularly for like stingrays do this. So their brain has 2 cerebral hemispheres, which is interesting. The cerebellum, medulla oblongata, these are more specialized structures. 3 sets of semicircular canals for orientation. Highly developed senses. Notice a ton of their brain is developed toward the olfactory region, which is how they smell, which you'd expect since they're so good at that. So brain is there for basically for killing. And so these are some of the best, most successful predators in the world, because this is a really old group of organisms that are still around today because they're so successful.